Hey there, it's Daniel again. Last time, we explored some of the world's most bizarre and breathtaking beaches. But today, you might want to put that swimsuit back in the drawer. Because this journey will take you through 15 places where you should absolutely never swim, not even once in your life. From coastal paradises hiding deadly rip currents that have swallowed hundreds of lives, to calm, mirror-like lakes filled with corrosive acid. These waters aren't meant for thrill seekers, let alone casual explorers. So what makes them so dangerous that even a single touch could cost you your life? Buckle up your imagination, because we're diving into some of the most hauntingly beautiful bodies of water on Earth, places that were never meant for swimmers. It seemed like a blood-red mirror in the heart of wild Africa, silent, surreal, and eerily still. Lake Natron, in northern Tanzania, reflects the sky like a portal to another world. But don't be fooled by the dreamlike beauty. This is not just a lake. It's a giant basin of acid, a slow, merciless gateway to death. Here, temperatures can soar above 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Water evaporates at an alarming rate, leaving behind a thick, caustic solution rich in sodium and carbonate born from underground springs linked to ancient volcanoes. The result? A super salty, highly alkaline lake with a pH level of 12, the same as industrial-grade bleach. Step into it, and your skin begins to blister, burn, and peel like you've plunged straight into a vat of acid. In 2007, a helicopter carrying a group of photographers crashed into Lake Natron. When they hit the water, the chemicals nearly blinded them. Their skin sizzled, scorched in patches like it had been cooked alive. They crawled nearly 2 miles through searing alkali mud just to survive. Had they landed just a little deeper, or had the water been a few degrees hotter, they might have ended up as nothing more than fossilized bone fragments. And it's not just humans who suffer. Birds that unknowingly land on this lake meet the same fate, mummified, desiccated, and coated in a layer of salt crystals. Along the shoreline lie nature's own statues haunting, whitewashed corpses, as if someone had whispered Medusa's curse and frozen life in an instant. Hidden quietly in the Ural Mountains of southern Russia, Lake Karachai looks deceptively ordinary. But beneath its calm surface lies one of the most lethal places on Earth. This isn't just a spot you shouldn't swim in. It's a place you shouldn't even go near. Between 1951 and 1953, the Soviet Union used this lake as a dumping ground for liquid radioactive waste from the secret Mayak nuclear facility. With no proper containment measures, the waste was poured directly into the lake, causing radiation levels that, at their peak, exceeded the fallout of Chernobyl many times over. According to a 1990 report from the Natural Resources Defense Council, standing at the lake's edge for just 1 hour during its most contaminated period could expose a person to roughly 600 röntgens, about 6 sieverts per hour. That's enough to kill a person in under 60 minutes. Many engineers stationed there died soon after, suffering acute bone marrow failure and irreversible multi-organ damage. In 1968, a drought caused water levels to drop, exposing the radioactive lakebed. Strong winds picked up the toxic dust, spreading it across a vast region. More than 500,000 people were affected. Thousands developed cancer, genetic mutations, and widespread infertility. In a desperate attempt to contain the contamination, the Russian government poured over 13,000 cubic yards of concrete into the lakebed. But this was only a temporary fix. The radioactive waste remains, silently dangerous. Lake Karachai isn't just a scar of nuclear destruction. It stands as a chilling reminder of what happens when humanity pushes past the boundaries of control, creating a place where life, quite literally, can never return. This is just the beginning. Subscribe so you don't miss out on the more dangerous waters ahead. One bite faster than lightning. Blood spreads across the water. Screams tear through the air, only to be swallowed by the cold. Crashing waves, a shattered body washes ashore under the horrified gaze of beachgoers. This isn't a horror movie. It's reality along one of the most beautiful and deadliest coastlines on Earth. California's Red Triangle, stretching nearly 80 miles from Bodega Bay to San Francisco. This stretch of ocean looks like a surfer's paradise, crystal clear water, bright blue skies, and endless soft sand. But beneath the peaceful surface lies a predator's hunting ground, a place where dozens of sudden attacks have unfolded, and where human blood has vanished into the sea as if life never existed. The Red Triangle isn't just a dramatic nickname. It's a scar marked by blood, by unexplained disappearances, by surfboards drifting with no one left to claim them. This region accounts for over 1/3 of all great white shark attacks worldwide, not in remote waters, but right beside crowded beaches where people play in the surf every day. Why is it so terrifying? Because it's a sacred hunting ground for the ocean's most ruthless killer, the great white shark. With an abundance of seals and sea lions, these predators silently circle just beneath the waves, waiting for that split second of mistaken identity. When you're in the water, you're not a person anymore. You're prey. Locals don't call this a beach. They call it the edge of life and death. Warning signs, chilling stories of the missing, and broken bodies washed ashore have made California's Red Triangle an unforgettable nightmare for anyone who dares to enter. In February 2025, a 67-year-old American tourist slipped from a height of nearly 30 feet near the edge of a lake and died on the spot. The most terrifying part, he never even touched the water. The terrain around the lake alone is enough to turn every step into a gamble with death. Just months earlier, in late 2023, the water level here suddenly dropped, followed by a thick cloud of toxic gas that forced the Dominican government to issue an emergency alert. So, where is this place? Hidden deep within the dense jungles of Dominica lies Boiling Lake Earth's massive, steaming pressure cooker. This is not your average travel destination. Nearly 200 feet across, the lake churns non-stop as if cursed, and that's no metaphor. Temperatures here can reach 212 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to cook a living being in seconds. Boiling Lake sits directly above an active geological fault line, where superheated underground water meets a magma chamber far beneath the surface. Any seismic shift, no matter how small, can cause the lake to erupt violently, or worse, release a lethal cloud of gases like carbon dioxide and sulfur. Victims can suffer third-degree burns, toxic poisoning, or die almost instantly. What makes it even more terrifying is its unpredictability. The lake's water level can drop without warning, sometimes exposing the cracked, rocky bottom only to rise again hours later, bubbling like an out-of-control boiler. Anyone who sees this as just a natural hot tub for the perfect Instagram shot may end up leaving behind the last photo they ever take. If you felt the shivers after listening to this, then it's time to like and subscribe to the channel, because the next names are even scarier. At first glance, Horseshoe Lake seems like the perfect camping getaway. Calm waters, lush pine trees, and crisp mountain air. But beneath its tranquil surface lies a silent killer. Carbon dioxide leaking from deep underground, potent enough to render a person unconscious and dead within minutes of exposure. Covering around 125 acres, the lake takes its signature horseshoe shape from ancient volcanic activity. After a major earthquake in 1989 near Mammoth Mountain, new geological fractures opened, allowing carbon dioxide from magma deep below to seep upward through cracks in the earth. CO2 is odorless and colorless, but it can displace oxygen near the ground, especially in low-lying areas around the lake, creating invisible death zones. Over 100 pine trees around the lake have died in clusters, clear signs that toxic gas continues to leak silently from below. On April 6, 2006, 3 members of a ski patrol team at the Mammoth Mountain Resort lost their lives after falling into a snow-covered pit about 21 feet deep. where CO2 levels were dangerously high. When the snow above a hidden geothermal vent collapsed, the first two patrolmen plunged into the hole and were overcome by the gas within minutes. The third died trying to rescue them, succumbing to the same invisible suffocation. Bolton Strid, a narrow stretch of stream in England's River Wharfe, is often described as having a near 100% fatality rate for anyone unlucky enough to fall in. According to Oddity Central and numerous local warnings, while the exact number of deaths remains unclear, the danger it poses is deadly serious and very real. What makes the Strid so treacherous is its deceptively peaceful appearance. Barely 6 feet wide in most places, it looks like a gentle brook you could step across. But beneath that calm surface lies one of the most dangerous bodies of water on Earth. As the River Wharfe, which spans about 65 miles, reaches this point, it narrows suddenly, forcing massive volumes of water through a tight channel of rock. This creates a violent, deep current that drags anything and anyone down into hidden crevices from which there's no escape. Slick rocks, strong undercurrents, and a deceptively narrow shape make accidents almost inevitable. Warning signs have been posted to prevent further tragedies. And tragedies have happened. In 2010, a young boy slipped and drowned. In 1998, a couple on their honeymoon met the same fate. As far back as the 19th century, the stream's deadly nature was referenced in literature by author Gertrude Atherton. In 2016, popular vlogger Tom Scott called it the most dangerous stretch of water in the world, not for its size or speed, but because its beauty is a trap. One misstep, and there's no coming back. Warning, these next waters may make you never look at your pool the same way again. Click follow if you want to continue. The Amazon River. The wild heart of South America is not just the longest river in the world, stretching nearly 4,000 miles. It's also one of the deadliest bodies of water on Earth. This is no place for a swim. Beneath its murky, coffee-colored surface lurk countless creatures capable of killing you without a moment's warning. Electric eels, as long as boas, glide silently through the dark water, capable of delivering shocks of up to 860 volts, enough to stop your heart instantly. If the electricity doesn't kill you, unconsciousness might. And that's when piranhas smell blood. In seconds, dozens can swarm, shredding flesh from bone in a feeding frenzy. But the real nightmare, the candiru, a tiny parasitic fish drawn to urine. This creature can enter the urethra of unsuspecting swimmers, latch on with spines, and remain lodged inside. One infamous case in 1997 required surgical removal, a scenario that haunts medical professionals to this day. Add to that massive caiman crocodiles and venomous snakes lying in wait, and the river becomes a hunting ground for predators. In short, every jump into the Amazon is a life or death gamble. It doesn't matter how strong of a swimmer you are or how bold you feel out here. One mistake means you may never surface again. This isn't a swimming spot. It's nature's underwater kill zone. From above, Fraser Island looks like paradise, endless stretches of white sand, crystal clear turquoise waters, and postcard-perfect beaches. But don't let the beauty fool you. This is one of the most dangerous places to swim in all of Australia and possibly the world. First, there's the box jellyfish, nearly invisible, yet equipped with venom that can shut down your nervous system in seconds. Since 1883, over 70 deaths have been recorded in Queensland waters due to box jellyfish stings, and many of those occurred near Fraser Island. Then come the sharks, especially tiger sharks. According to Queensland Parks and Wildlife, at least 8 shark attacks were reported on Fraser's beaches between 2000 and 2020, including 2 fatalities. But it doesn't stop there. Saltwater crocodiles silent. Lurking predators are often spotted near river mouths and marshy areas around the island. In 2021, One tourist barely escaped after being chased near an unsupervised swimming spot. And finally, there are rip currents, the hidden killers responsible for most drowning deaths. In just the past 5 years, at least 19 people have lost their lives after being swept away in these deceptively calm waters. No matter how strong a swimmer you are, Fraser Island is not the place to test your luck. This is deadly beauty in the most literal sense. Do you still want to go swimming after listening to this? If not, share this video with someone who still wants to go swimming. Hanakapiai, a pristine beach on Kauai Island. Hawaii has lured countless travelers with its breathtaking beauty. To the unsuspecting eye, it looks like paradise. But for many who set foot on its golden sands, the journey ends in trauma or worse. It doesn't end at all. Beneath the calm, glistening surface lies a deadly force. A powerful rip current so strong, nothing can fight against it. Nestled between towering cliffs in a narrow bay, Hanakapiai becomes a massive funnel pulling everything out to sea at terrifying speeds. Just a few steps into the water, and a swimmer can vanish without a trace. The numbers are chilling. As of 2023, at least 83 people have died or disappeared here. According to the Hawaii Tourism Authority, many of these tragedies occurred on clear, sunny days when the sea looks its most inviting, and travelers let their guard down. It's no wonder locals have nicknamed it the beach with no return. When disaster strikes, rescue teams must hike through treacherous jungle trails for hours to reach the scene, but by then, the current has already done its work. Some victims were swept away just 100 feet from shore, right before their loved ones' helpless eyes. Hanakapiai is stunning, but it's a beauty meant to be admired from a distance. Don't let a few reckless steps turn your tropical getaway into a one-way trip. The North Sea, with its crashing silver waves and trademark gray skies, is one of the harshest bodies of water in all of Europe. But what makes it truly dangerous isn't the surf or the sea creatures, it's the bone-chilling cold that lies beneath the surface. Even during summer, water temperatures hover between 55 and 63 degrees Fahrenheit. For the rest of the year, it plunges to just 40 to 48 degrees, nearly freezing. At that level, even the strongest swimmers can go into cold shock within 1 to 3 minutes. Your heart races, muscles lock up, lungs tighten, and suddenly, breathing becomes almost impossible. Governments in the UK, Netherlands, Norway, and Denmark have issued repeated warnings, posting clear signs at beaches along the North Sea. Some areas have even banned swimming entirely during winter and spring, as cold-related deaths continue to rise. According to the European Maritime Safety Agency, over 100 fatalities are recorded every year due to cold water shock in the North Sea. Many victims believed they could handle the cold only to vanish within minutes. Their bodies recovered weeks later, drifting lifeless in the icy tide. The journey isn't over yet, and the waters that follow will take your breath away from the first second. Hit the bell if you're ready. In 1997, a woman was kayaking across Lake Berryessa when she vanished without a trace. No screams, no struggle, just a sudden, violent pull, and within seconds, she was gone. Her body was never recovered. This wasn't just a tragic accident. It was a chilling reminder of the lurking danger beneath one of the most eerie man-made structures on Earth. The Glory Hole, a massive spillway funnel hidden in the calm blue waters of Lake Berryessa, nestled in California's scenic Napa Valley. Built as an emergency overflow system for the Monticello Dam, the Glory Hole only activates when the lake rises above 440 feet, usually during heavy rainfall or spring snowmelt. But when it does, it transforms into a swirling vortex of destruction, capable of swallowing millions of gallons of water and anything else that gets too close. There's no warning siren, no protective barrier. Once the current begins to spin, the Glory Hole becomes a silent, unstoppable death machine, cold, indifferent. and merciless. Lake Berryessa may look like the perfect spot for a picnic or a peaceful paddle, but just beneath the surface lies a bottomless mouth, always waiting. One wrong move and you might never surface again. In Hawaii, there's a place where the earth never stops boiling and the ocean is anything but calm. Welcome to the coast of Kilauea, where molten lava pours directly into the Pacific Ocean, creating one of the most toxic shorelines on the planet. This isn't a place to swim, it's a gateway to hell. When lava, burning at over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, meets seawater, it creates a deadly mixture known as laze. This toxic steam cloud is made up of superheated vapor, hydrochloric acid, sulfur dioxide gas, and fine shards of volcanic glass floating in the air. One breath is enough to sear your lungs, burn your throat, and blind your eyes. If your skin touches the water here, it can crack, blister, and melt away as if being boiled from the inside out. You never know when a chunk of lava might explode under pressure, or when a toxic wave will surge up like the hand of the devil itself. In 2018, a massive chunk of molten rock launched into the sky and pierced the roof of a tour boat. Injuring 23 people, the deck ran red with blood. Hawaiian authorities have enforced a strict 300-yard exclusion zone around the lava entry point, even for tour boats. Still, some risk everything just to snap a photo crossing the invisible line between life and death, sometimes paying for it with their lives. Not everyone dares to watch this far. If you are one of them, like this video to prove you are brave enough. In the state of Oaxaca, Mexico, there's a beach with a name that chills you from the very first time you hear it. Playa Zipolite. In the Zapotec language, it means beach of the dead. And that name isn't rooted in legend, it's earned through hundreds of lives lost. Behind its untouched beauty, quiet sands, and deep blue waves lies one of the most lethal rip currents in the world. According to local rescue teams, over 150 people are swept away by these waters each year. Most of them unsuspecting tourists unfamiliar with the terrain. Many drown just a few dozen feet from shore, powerless against the current. Zipolite sits on an open bay, fully exposed to the winds of the Pacific. The ocean floor drops off steeply, and when waves crash in, the water is forced to retreat through narrow underwater channels, forming intense rip currents. These currents can pull swimmers out to sea at over 8 feet per second, as fast as a professional sprinter. Once caught, even strong swimmers quickly lose orientation, flailing helplessly against the surge. Within minutes, exhaustion sets in. Lungs burn from lack of oxygen, and panic takes over. The current drags the body farther and farther from shore into rougher seas, stronger winds, and beyond the point where anyone can see or help. A perfect circle in the middle of an emerald ocean so breathtaking. It feels carved by a divine hand, but stare into that endless abyss long enough, and something starts to stare back. Something that isn't human. This is the Great Blue Hole, just off the coast of Dahab, Egypt. More than a geological wonder, it's a curse whispered from the deep. Divers call it paradise, but over 200 of them never made it back. They didn't die from sharks. They didn't die in storms. They slipped away in silence as if falling into an eternal sleep. At 180 feet below the surface lies the Arch, a colossal limestone gate that opens like a portal to another world. Pressure builds, nitrogen creeps into the brain. Hallucinations begin. Your mind floods with euphoria, and you lose your sense of direction. Your body keeps swimming. Your brain tells you you're going the right way. But in reality, you're descending deeper, farther into a place where light no longer exists, and oxygen is never enough to bring you back. There are no screams here, only rapid breathing, fading light, and then silence. In the year 2000, Russian diver Yuri Lipsky recorded the final moments of his life. His chest-mounted camera captured it all, his confusion, his disoriented speech. The panic circles in the darkness, and then nothing. That footage still exists, haunting, chilling a silent message to anyone who dares to challenge this abyss. The great blue hole doesn't kill with force. It seduces with beauty. It lulls you with a sense of freedom, then swallows you whole. The moment you lose the clarity to realize you've gone too far. Ilha da Queimada Grande, better known as Snake Island, is a forbidden zone off the coast of Brazil. And the ban on humans has nothing to do with superstition. It's because death is a very real, very venomous resident here. That's why, back in 2010, Listverse named it one of the most terrifying destinations on Earth, a place where anyone who sets foot may not leave in one piece. This remote island is the exclusive home of the golden lancehead viper, Bothrops insularis, one of the most venomous snakes on the planet. Its venom is up to 5 times more potent than its mainland cousins, thanks to a diet consisting almost entirely of birds. A single bite can cause internal bleeding, kidney failure, muscle necrosis, and death all within 2 hours. Scientists estimate between 2,000 to 4,000 vipers slither across this island, which is barely a quarter of a square mile. That's at least 1 deadly snake per square yard. The island's most chilling tale is that of the lighthouse keeper and his family, the last people to ever live there. One night, dozens of snakes slipped through the windows, the ceiling, the trees, and attacked as the family tried to flee to their boat. None survived. But danger doesn't stop at the shoreline. The waters surrounding Snake Island are filled with razor-sharp reefs and powerful currents that can tear boats apart. Some local fishermen whisper of strange sea creatures lurking nearby, unseen beasts that have reportedly capsized boats and dragged people under on moonless nights. Under these seemingly calm waters lie silent threats from rip currents as fierce as claws, to invisible toxic gases, and even acid that eats through everything it touches. This is not a place to explore with your body, but with a clear, cautious mind. If this journey sent chills down your spine and you're curious to uncover more secrets hidden beneath the Earth's surface, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you won't miss a single adventure with me. See you in the next video.